Okay, it's time to start tearing into the big block. We're gonna take this camshaft out and we gotta send it back to TrickFlow, and they're gonna check out the lifters as well and see if maybe they can get us a warranty on these parts. We haven't for sure decided on if we're gonna use those parts yet. We're gonna take this cam out, just inspect it, and we still have to make a decision. So we may be using completely different lifters, but most likely the same cam. So we're gonna get this thing all torn apart and see what we find. Okay, so we got the engine all torn apart. So now we're at the point where we're basically gonna pull out the push rods and inspect those first, followed by the broken lifter. You wanna go ahead and yank the thing?
So pull this one?
Yeah, pull that one out first.
So this was the one that was like, you can see it's solo. So the tie bar broke off of that lifter. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of the situation.
It's kind of scratched up there. So it doesn't look like it's bent. We'd have to put it on a flat surface to know for sure. And it looks like it's just from this tie bar.
Yeah, here, I'll put it in.
Put it back in there. So it looks like the tie bar was just, at first when it broke, it probably was laying on top like this. Yeah. And then while this one was going up and down, this one was coming up, this one was going down, it was scratching it here because there's nothing else for it to scratch in this area. So it has to be that. So that's what happened there. How does the other one look?
So I'm gonna put this is number 5.
Okay, cool, you got them all labeled there, nice, thank you.
And then this is the one with the broken tie bar on it. And I don't see anything.
Okay, looks straight for now, but we're gonna
we'll
check it later.
Should we pull the lifter?
Yeah, let's do that. Here, I'll pull this one out first. This one. Ooh, that doesn't look very good.
Whoa. Oh. My goodness.
So there's definitely some debris inside the engine. I know some of you guys were like, pull the whole thing apart and check it all. What we're gonna do is drain the oil, put new oil in it, run it for just a little bit with a new filter, then drain it again. And that's all we're gonna do. Something happens to the motor, well, we're gonna rebuild the whole thing.
Basically, it's getting a full refresh after this race. So it just needs to survive.
Yeah.
So the lifters, we don't need to, I guess, keep in any order. This one, we have to send, well, those two we have to send back.
Yeah, we're gonna send these back to TrickFlow. I mean, the good news is that even if this metal did make it down to the bottom, that doesn't mean it just goes directly into the bearings, because it has to get picked up by the oil pump and then pumped through the oil filter first. That's where it goes first. So technically the oil filter should have caught any little debris that there is before sending metal to anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna drain the oil a few times, flush this thing out, and we're just gonna run it.
I'm sure the YouTube commenters are gonna be thrilled about that. Here's this one.
This one's not as bad.
I mean, it's definitely.
That's just, that's the sides. That's from when it turned sideways.
Yeah. Ooh, it's like really sharp.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh boy.
So
I'm gonna keep pulling push rods then and just inspecting them. So this is now. I mean, I'm assuming all of these should look fine.
Okay, so we're gonna keep all this organized just so that way we can inspect every little part. Just give it a thorough look over.
Yeah. This one. Yeah, I mean, well, the good news is what's cool about this is like, okay, it sucks. We have to take it apart and we found broken stuff. But then we also get to look at how the rest of it was performing that wasn't broken. And I mean, this all looks really good. So that's driver's side. Now we'll go over to the passenger.
All of our lifters appear to be in really great shape. All the rollers look good, no scratches or anything like that. So that's a good sign. Okay.
Let me grab a rag for that.
This looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll use this starter bolt. Let's see if it'll come on out of there. What's going on?
What are we forgetting? Shoot.
All right, we figured out why the camshaft didn't want to come out. It's because we have a mechanical fuel pump and there's a push rod that goes onto the cam. Duh. So
Now it'll come out.
now the camshaft should come out
Okay.
without a scratch on a bearing. Oh,
Oh,
there's a scratch.
ding, ding.
There's a scratch.
Don't let that lobe touch the bearings.
Yeah.
Maybe I can hold the back of it.
No, I just need to do a better job here. I'm just not lined up. Okay, here we go. And we're good.
Oh,
And we're out.
let's see it.
Piece of junk.
No, it wasn't the cam's fault.
It wasn't the cam's fault.
Okay, so let's take a look.
That ain't even that bad.
Hang on, let me zoom in real close.
So it's this one.
Yeah, hang on, let me zoom in. It won't focus.
Ooh, look at it.
Oh,
Well.
it's got marks.
All right, so it's a new day and we're back to working on Rum Runner. We got some parts in. We received the camshaft and we actually got a set of lifters for it as well.
I think last we said we were going to send back the camshaft and the lifters to TrickFlow and see if they would warranty that. But because we figured it would take a little while, you know, we had to ship everything back and then wait for them to inspect it and then ship us the parts back. We figured let's just expedite this. So we actually ordered the exact same camshaft from TrickFlow that was already in the engine. We just got a brand new one. And then, you know, if they end up warrantying it, which I hope they do, we can always send the other cam back and get our money back on it,
Summit.
basically. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so that's the plan. And we had nothing against the camshaft itself or the cylinder heads from TrickFlow or the intake. Everything's been great, but the lifters, they don't actually make their own lifters. TrickFlow doesn't, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We decided to go with some Isky lifters.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys were commenting in the comment section recommending that we get a hold of Isky, and we did. We called them and they actually shipped us out next day some lifters. I'm excited to put them in the car.
Yeah, they shipped them out so fast. We kind of explained our situation and they literally got here before I even got the invoice through email.
And then the next day.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we just finished like scraping off a ton of the RTV and some of the leftover gaskets on the front of the engine. And what's
Yeah,
next?
we're gonna put that camshaft in there, and then we'll show you the new lifters. I'm excited to get this car back on the road.
Yep, so let's do it. All right, so here is our new / same cam that we had before.
Yep.
So it's a TrickFlow cam, and for anyone who cares, this is the part number and some specs on it. I just finished cleaning it up. It had like that film all over it, so I just kind of went through and cleaned up all the lobes.
Okay.
So this is ready to go.
So we just have to put some lube on there and throw it in.
Throw it in. But yeah, the real star of the show is over here. So this is what Isky sent us.
Now it's a Johnson lifter, so I think Johnson makes the lifters for Isky. Not too sure how all that works, but everybody knows Johnson is made in USA, and we've heard nothing but great things about Johnson, so we're gonna give them a shot in our Charger.
Yep, so this is how they ship, and they're packaged really nicely.
Beautiful. Okay, so here's the old lifters, and we're just gonna kind of do a quick little comparison. Now these look to be a little bit shorter, and if we turn them around on this back side here, you're going to see that they're made a little bit different. So saving a little bit of material here. Perhaps I might make them a little bit lighter. I haven't weighed them. They're slightly shorter. But what's interesting is the oil bands on these. They're at different heights. These could have been causing low oil pressure at high lift, and how that would have low pressure is how that would make for low oil pressure would be that in high lift, the oil band can be exposed at the top of the lifter galley here, and oil would just shoot out there. So that could have been our problem with low oil pressure at idle. It wasn't dangerously low. It's obviously not what caused our link bar to break in the first place.
No, it wasn't an oiling issue, but yeah, it'll be interesting. We can, once we get the camshaft in, we can even do like a little side-by-side test, like put these lifters in some of the bores and then this one, and then rotate it, and you can really see what's going on.
Yeah, you can see the oil band here on the Isky is smaller, shorter, and then it's also a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll fix a few issues.
We'll see, but we got to get this camshaft lubed up and in there, and then we can, like I said, we can test that and just see before we button everything up again.
We did talk to Isky about a new custom grind, and eventually, once we send the car to paint, which will be pretty soon, we're going to pull the motor back out of it, and I'm going to go through and refresh this whole motor, and I want to do a custom ground camshaft from Isky. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's more power in this thing. It's a 512 versus this thing is spec'd for a 440.
Yeah, this cam is for 440, so Isky said that if we do a custom ground cam, they could extract some more power out of this thing at the top end and at the low end.
Yeah.
Invisible lube.
Danny's using that invisible lube.
Yeah, when we did the engine build on Olivia's engine, we used this on all the cam bearings, and apparently people couldn't see that there was lube on it, and there was a lot of comments were like, oh, that motor's going to seize up within the first 5 minutes because you guys didn't lube any of the bearings. But it's just clear, so it's hard to see. Times are tough, so we're just, using the bare minimum. No longer can you
afford to drown it in lube now.
They used to say there's no such thing as too much, but these days, with what we're working with, after buying all those fresh tires and wheels over there,
oh yeah,
there's such thing. Can you kill this fly that keeps landing on my ear?
We have so many gnats.
Can you get this gnat? He's like bothering me. Okay, I'm just going all in now. It's this freaking fly.
I'll swat him. I'll swat him, but I don't see him yet.
See him right here? Get him.
Oh no, I didn't get him. Shoot.
Gotta be quicker than that. Come on.
I'm looking for him. He knows exactly when your hands are at like the dirtiest they can be, because when I was scraping the gaskets, he was like all over me. Like he knows when you're not gonna get him.
Did you get him?
I didn't kill him, but I
You
see
should
there's
kill him.
4 of them on you. Hang on.
I took a shower. I must smell good.
All right, off camera, we did a little inspection of the bearings, and they look good. So already clean and.
And we also took the time to run a magnet through everything here, and there actually wasn't any metal. The metal that did get shaved off from these couple lobes, I'm sure just went straight down to the oil pan. Potentially some of it could have got picked up into the oil pump, and then it would have had to go through the filter before it would go to any sort of bearing. So that filter is going to get changed before we do any startup. And actually I might pull off the oil pump as well and clean all that out, all the debris out of the little check valve and everything. And then we're just going to cross our fingers. Also, I might run a magnet through the bottom of the oil pan as well to pick up anything that's in there. And then as well as I'm going to put a magnet on the bottom of the oil pan in the back corners. So that way any debris that is hanging out in there will just go to those magnets and get stuck to there. And then later on when we pull the motor out, when I pull off the pan, the metal will probably just be stuck to there if there's much metal at all. This thing wasn't running for very long with the
not even a
lifters messed
minute,
up.
honestly.
It should be fine. I know we're going to get a lot of flack for it in the comment section, like, oh, you should pull that whole motor apart.
But you know what? It's
miss the whole race.
It's your engine, and you know it's coming apart, and so I mean, this is it, and there's a risk in that, and that's fine.
I'm taking a risk, baby. Hopefully it pays off.
Here, do you want me to help you guide that through?
It looks like I need some sort of help here, huh?
Just a little bit. I can at least.
Am I at the right angle? Something's terribly off. I think it needs to go lower. Something's happening.
There we go.
Okay. It's in.
It's in.
All right, so we made a pretty cool discovery. The old lifters, we believe, were causing our low oil pressure issue at idle. So this car had about 15 psi of oil pressure at idle, and although it didn't blow up on us or anything, we would have liked to have a little bit more. The reason we think it was causing the low oil pressure was because of this ledge right here. So when we put this into the motor, on some of these oil galleys, this bottom ledge here was riding right on the bottom of the galley right there. So basically oil's coming through here and through the motor, oiling up all of these, and on the base circle of the cam, it was allowing, I think, oil to seep out through the bottom of this ledge here. So just to compare the other lifters with these, let's put them over here.
Okay.
Put it like right here. So if you look at the Johnson lifters, you'll see that this ledge here is a lot higher. And that's going to give us the extra, clearance. Like the oil is it's not going to be as easy for the oil to come out. And, you might think like, well, it's just there for a little bit, but it's really not, because the base circle of the cam is where it's at the base circle for the most amount of time. And then after that, it's just all on lift, and the lifter's going up in the galley. Yeah,
and the bore. And like also we were kind of looking at the block, and I mean, I'm sure this is a thing because these blocks are so old now. And also they were never designed for cams this big or any of this.
These blocks were not made with that much precision, and like she said, they're not made to handle this much lift. Our concern was that at max lift, it was exposing the galley.
Oh, here.
Is it oil galley or a gallery?
Galley.
Okay. But it wasn't in this case. It wasn't exposing the top side. It was exposing the bottom. So on the base circle of the cam is when it was doing it, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's hanging out there. So there's a good chance that could be it. So we will ultimately see once we have this whole thing back together and the new Johnsons in there, like maybe that will fix the issue. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
It was really close to the edge there.
But also, that being said, I don't think yes, we would like more oil pressure, but even if for whatever reason it was still idling the same oil pressure, it's not like it was bad. It wasn't hurting.
We didn't blow up the motor or anything.
Everything else looked good. I was saying that to Danny. It's been cool, like actually having to go through this because we've inspected basically everything else, and we got a look in there, and everything else was doing its job. And honestly, all the wear patterns, everything looked good.
Yeah.
So it says a lot. Anyway, this is a good excuse to upgrade, and this is quite the upgrade. Everybody loves these lifters, so we're gonna try them out, and yeah, can't wait.
So a quick merch plug. Pick yourself up some merchandise from gnarlyspeedshop.com. Olivia, show them your boots, baby. Look at this. Look,
they're blown out.
Oh, wow. They're worse than I thought.
These are my favorite boots, too.
Yeah.
I wear these in all the videos. You guys know these boots.
Bad. I'm taking you to the boot barn after this. I can't be having you walk around like that.
So.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
I didn't even know. I just felt it now.
I can't have this. That's sorry, guys. This is my fault here. I should be taking care of her better. I blame myself. Okay, quick break. Olivia said she saw something running across the floor and into the engine room.
It looked like something dark just went like around this little like corner and in here.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know.
Probably a mouse or a rat.
I don't know.
Oh, I heard something. I think I heard something in
No,
there.
you didn't.
Well, let's turn on the light. You want to go turn
No.
the switch is way over there.
No.
Here, I'll go do it. If he comes out this way, make sure you just stomp him out with your worn out boot.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, don't let him come out that way. Whatever it is. Could be a...
Oh, I'm so scared. Oh.
you stay there, I'll flush him out that way. And you can... Oh, there he is.
Are
Move
you
here.
serious? Oh, stop!
He's behind this box.
Shit!
He's behind the box. Oh,
No! He's like by the tube, I think.
watch out.
Stop!
Where'd he go?
Oh. Open that right now. I'm so scared. Open the door so he can run out.
No. We
No,
can't let him get
don't.
away with this.
What? Don't kill him. I'm
Watch out, he'll
serious.
go back. Did you see?
I don't know. I think he's
sure.
behind the tires or the hood. Shoot.
Where did he go?
Why would you go on the floor?
I want to see if I could see him down here.
We just have to move everything now, but open here. I'm going to handle this.
He probably came back this way.
I don't know. You stay there. You stay there. Here, hold the phone.
All right, move some stuff around over there. I'm going to see if he comes out this way.
Wait, no, but I want to open this so he can go out. Oh, I'm scared now. What if he's right here?
It's just a mouse. You want to open up the door?
Yeah.
Well, I want to make sure we see him go out, or...
I'm going to watch, but you need to stay there in case he goes that way.
Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
Oh, I saw him. He's like right here in the middle.
Go out.
Oh, he's going out towards you.
Where?
Oh, he's...
Where is he?
Ah!
No.
He's
Where
right
is-
here.
What?
Hold on, don't move. I found him. Get the BB gun.
Oh, I see him. Go outside.
It's a little guy.
Can you start to...
Oh!
Where is he?
He went outside.
Where? Outside?
Yeah, I think I saw him go this way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Stop! Shut the door to the shop! Close the door to the shop!
Where did he go? Oh, I think he went through this hole.
I don't know! I told you I wasn't...
Oh, watch out! I'm just kidding.
I told you!
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
I told
That was
you!
mean. That was so mean. All right, enough messing around with the rat fink. Back to work on the charger. I installed the timing chain cover, adjusted the button so that way the cam can't go forward more than it needs to. And then now we're working on installing the push rods. So we got the rockers on here. And I want to just make sure the push rods will be able to use our old push rods, right? Because the length might change with the new lifters. Well, it's the same length, which is good news, but the bad news is that I put this on the straight edge and it's bent. So if you come over here, I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
It's one thing after another.
This is worse than we thought, guys. So you can see that there's a gap here on this front side.
Yeah, I can
Right
see
now?
it. The
You see
little
that?
light coming through.
And then watch when I rotate it, it goes away. So I looked at every other push rod. All of them are bent. Some of them are a little bit worse than others, but this is really bad. So we were hoping to get this engine running for today's video, but we're not gonna be able to. So
Yeah.
we have a new set on order. They're next daying them over to us. A custom set of Smith Brothers push rods. We heard a lot of good things about them. Unfortunately, I had to learn a lesson here. A big one. I've never built an engine with this much lift and like to this caliber. And the push rods that I got for this were just not up to par. Like now that I look at the specs on it, they're just not they were probably flexing all kinds at the top end, jumping over the cam lobe. Who knows what it was doing? The harmonics was probably horrible. So what does this mean? Like probably trick flows, lifters and stuff like that. Like whose fault is it? You know what I mean? Is it trick flow? Probably not. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I think, well, the tie bar braking, I think, is its own thing. So I
Yeah.
think there's something to be said there about that quality issue. But then, like Danny was saying, the biggest learning lesson is building an engine to this caliber, which both of us have never done before, is realizing, okay, when people say don't skimp on valve train, they mean it. That's where you should put your money.
Yeah, this is very important piece here.
It's like looking at them, they are a little
weak.
cheap. I don't
A
know.
little cheap. And I'm not going to say where we got these from, but they're not that expensive.
Yeah, so
But we got some good ones coming. They were pretty pricey, but they're going to hold up to what we're doing with this thing. So I feel much better about this because we could have potentially went to this race with these push rods in there.
yeah, we would have never opened this because it
And-
was running fine.
Yeah, with the slicks on it and everything, and ran it down the track. Something worse could have happened to this motor.
It's a good thing in the end. I mean, this is definitely one of those, another lesson in all this is like racing something like this. You really do need to pull it apart and refresh it and just check things over after a racing event. It's a lot of wear and tear.
We're learning so much about this motor, and honestly, I can't wait to refreshen this motor up and look at everything else and just really try to make it robust and like last. We got the good lifters in there now. We're gonna have good push rods in there. I mean, I don't see any issues with the
No,
rockers.
these are good. The Harlan Sharp ones.
So after this, I mean, theoretically, this thing should run really well and be pretty reliable, I think.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it lasted this long with those.
I know,
Push
it was a
rods.
matter of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's going to be it for working on the engine today, unfortunately. But that's not everything. We got some other speed parts, go fast goodies here.
Yeah. So if you look over here, we got the new set of tires that we're going to use to try to go faster. We got some cheap wheels. Now these, I just went with the cheapest that I could find. Times are tough right now. But we got these Summit Racing. Well, they're actually not a Summit Racing. What are they called?
I forget, but
Some other brand, but they were pretty inexpensive. So we got these wheels for the back, and then we went with some QuickTime Pros from Hoosier for the rear.
what size are they?
They're a 27, 10, 5, 15.
Okay.
And these bad boys are going to give us a little bit better gear ratio than what we had with other tires. They're a little bit shorter for the rear, about an inch shorter. So we're going to be going through the traps 200 RPM higher than we were before. Now we have a 373 gear in the back, and previously at 122 miles an hour, we were trapping at 5,500 RPMs. Now we're going to be going through the traps 5,700 RPMs. So this should help us get out of the hole a little bit faster, shift into second gear a little bit quicker, and carry that speed out through the top end and try to go through the traps a little bit higher in our RPM range. I think that's the best approach to this in my eyes. Maybe not.
Well,
We're gonna find out.
we're gonna try. So those are the rears.
Yep. So we'll mount these on and show you guys the car with these on later. For the front, we got the front runners
Let's see. Oh,
here.
there they are.
Same setup, but just with a 4-inch tire and a 4-inch wheel. So these are going to save a lot of weight.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how much weight those fronts save.
Yeah. So I already measured the back or weighed the back. Those are 10 pounds lighter than the rear tires that we raced on previously. So that's 20 pounds for the rear.
Yep.
Now let's measure the front. Now let's weigh the front.
Okay, so let's get this.
We got our scale. Let's see. Ready?
Okay.
Shit. 24 and a half.
Okay. 24 and a half. So Danny's gonna buzz off that front wheel now and we'll do a little comparison because I mean, rotational mass, I mean, if you can save weight there, that's really helpful. I mean, my car picked up some serious mile an hour when I ended up going to the aluminum skinnies and those tires in the back.
Yeah, it helps. I don't know how much it's going to help, but anything helps. Plus, it's going to look cool.
Is this your first set of Hoosiers?
Yes, it is.
Super legit.
What do you think this one weighs? 40 pounds?
Yeah,
Oh, that's heavy.
I'm guessing. Yeah,
Dang.
they're really heavy. I hate putting those on the car.
Jeez.
Let's see.
Pull on my back. Yeah. Whoa.
Wow, so exactly
pounds?
like 20 pounds.
Jeez.
Wow, so
20
we're gonna be
pounds?
saving 20 pounds per front plus
60 pounds?
yeah.
60 pounds of rotating weight? That's a lot. I don't know what that
Dang.
equates to, if there's some sort of calculation out there, but we're gonna look cool and be lighter. And you know what? I might go on a little diet myself. I'm spending all this money to, to lighten the car up, but what about the driver?
Danny's going on a diet until
more
the
pizza.
race.
I'm gonna lose 10 pounds before the race.
That's your goal?
Should it be?
Yeah,
Think I could do it?
I think so. You got
do we got,
like
3
3
weeks?
weeks or something.
10 pounds in 3 weeks?
Looks like you're
That's
not
a
eating.
lot.
Well, anyway, so this kind of a bummer that we have, another issue with the engine, but at least we have the parts on the way to fix it.
Yeah.
It just sucks we can't fire it up for this video.
There's some suspension geometry things that I want to change for the rear. It was squatting quite a bit before at the track, so I think I want to change the angle of the rear bars to so it has anti-squat in it just a little bit, so it's not like dipping down, so it's not dipping down in the back so much.
Yeah. All right.
That's the plan. And then I got this other shifter. Check this out.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because we haven't got the Slayer Camaro shifter.
So I got this shifter here, and it's fully billet aluminum, much lighter than that other one. The other one was just really bulky. And I just think that I'm gonna be able to, shift this thing faster. Like with the other one, I was having to move my whole arm, and I feel like it was a little bit slower to shift. So after watching the videos, and I saw how slow my shifting was, I was like, man, I need to do something about that. There's probably a whole 1/10 of a second right there.
Could be. That's the thing with stick shift. It's up to the driver.
Yeah.
It's not just put it in drive and go.
Yeah, so the best time with this car previously was 11.7 at 122.
Yeah, I didn't really read the
23.
mile an hour. I think like $1.23 or something.
Yeah, unfortunately on our fastest pass, the mile an hour didn't show up on the scoreboard, so we'll say 122. So what do you guys think it's gonna run now with actual slicks on the back instead of drag radials? A little bit better gear ratio. 60, what was it? How many pounds lighter with the wheel?
60 pounds.
60 pounds. 70 if the driver loses a little weight.
And straight push rods.
Oh, yeah. Push rods that don't flex. So I'll post the times down in the comment section.
Yeah. So
When is the race?
November 9th. So we're going to get Rum Runner back together, and we will be there at the race. So for those of you who aren't aware, they're hosting what's called Hot Rod Garage Day in Bakersfield, California at Famoso Drag Strip, and this is on November 9th. So why you guys want to be out there? It's going to be the best time. I think they have both the hosts from Hot Rod Garage, so Alex Taylor and Lucky Costa, the Roadkill guys, and I think a few other special guests are going to be there as well. So, you know, you got all those people and those cars showing up. We have a bunch of our friends who are going to be there with some really sweet hot rods, but it's going to be amazing. So I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can get tickets to it. Rum Runner is signed up for the Test and Tune, but even if you don't want to race, they have car show tickets and spectator tickets available. So we would absolutely love to see you there. Hope you can make it, and you'll get to watch Danny probably run his fastest pass ever in Rum Runner. So we're stoked.
Hopefully.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week. We will see you guys next time.